What's up, YouTube? Check it out. Vermont. We're staying at a friend's house up here. We got snowed in. They called. A club called. New Hampshire's club called, and the gig is canceled. We're stuck in. For those of you that don't know, we're on the road right now, and we were up in Rangeley, Maine a couple of days ago. And our drummer, our longtime drummer and very good friend, John Peter Perkins, we found him dead in bed. We don't know what the cause of death was. It was not an overdose or a suicide or anything like that. It was natural causes. He was 59 years old, and he leaves behind his wife, Melissa, and his 2 parents and a sister. We love him very much, and we miss him. The band flew home. We had the guitar player and him were friends since they were 17. They played in Brian Lee's band for over a decade. Then they played with each other in their own band, Brent Johnson and the Call Up. And then they played with me. And Perkins was with us, I don't know, 6 or 7 years or something like that. Or more, I don't remember. Anyway, it was a long time, and it was a lot of great gigs, and he always had a smile on his face, and he was always positive. You've seen him in some of the videos. The Patreon people have seen him a lot more. Anybody who's ever been to our show knows how memorable Perkins' music was, and also his personality. So here I am. It's Free Friday. I don't really have a subject. I don't really know what to talk about today. I guess, you know, how we just keep going through stuff, right? We push through stuff, or we don't. And it's okay. It's okay sometimes. If things get too hard, it's okay to take a break. Honestly, I'm kind of glad we're snowed in today and not traveling. It doesn't hurt for me to sit here. It's beautiful out. I mean, look at this, right? Look at how pretty that is. That is like unbelievable. And yeah, I could just sit here and look at Instagram and answer YouTube comments and Patreon comments all day. I like that, all that tongue blocking stuff, right? That, you know, that 3/7 split right here. So you got to put your mouth over holes 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. All of those, and then put your tongue on holes 4, 5, and 6. Inhale. We didn't really hear people doing that. At least I didn't hear anybody doing that until William Clark. Like Butterfield and Little Walter and those guys would do the 2-hole split up there. Right, so they didn't do the 3, the pure octave. Or sometimes they would just slap it, but play the 7 by itself. I think that's what I did most of my career. But it sounds cool. Yeah, Felisko uses it really well with like some of the... I was trying to do it. I wasn't really doing a very good job at the beginning of the video, but like some of the accordion... that kind of accordion... Maybe if I slowed it down a little, I could get it. It could be better than that. Now, one of the hard parts about doing that is going from a triple hole split to a double, because all of the blow splits are still 2-hole splits. But the draw notes are 2-note splits up until 3. And then you get right here, and then this one doesn't do anything unless you want to bend 3 double bend. I'm bending 3 out of the left side of my mouth and not bending 6 out of the right. It's not really feasible. But then when you get to the 3-7, look how much of the harmonica's in my mouth. That's why I'm holding it. I'm kind of, my finger is just kind of vacates the premises. And I like to use that little staccato thing. It almost sounds like a B3 when they like that percussive. If you look at that video I was playing on that Listen Here and the Eddie Harris, I'm even doing that on like single note lip pursing, like. So I'm just kind of, that time that I spent in jail, right? I spent a lot of time, because I knew I was going to be able to play harmonica for like almost a year, right? So I spent a lot of time, I mean privately, where nobody can hear me. So I could have that tongue in shape when I got out. I was listening to this trumpet player playing just the mouthpiece the other day on Instagram. Man, he had that triple tonguing. You don't really hear very many harmonica players do that. And don't ask me why. It doesn't make any sense. I guess because the older guys didn't do it, so we're not going to do it either. Anyway, I learned it from watching Ronnie Earl, the guitar player. And he would just, he'd just be... And there's a lot of swing in that, right? Like, it's not just... It's... So it's all playing with time. Right, and so it's just the beats, boom, ba, boom, ba, da 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 da. Right, it's late, it's early, and it's rushing and pulling and intentionally. Very, very cool. Anyway, I don't know how we got from there. Oh yeah, from the tongue block thing. So when you're switching from triple hole to single hole, it's very hard to get used to. But once you get used to it, not only is it fun, but it also it encourages that slap. And I just exaggerate it with like a little tuss sound. A little sloppy. And you don't, it's not just with the double. You can go from double to double, double hole split to double hole split. It's just a. I'm not even really sure what I'm doing, y'all. I've just been doing it so long, it kind of came natural. But a lot of the stuff with the tongue blocking, whether it's single notes or double notes or triple notes or fifths, like blocking one hole, single note blocks, or single note tongue block, where a lot of that stuff encourages playing with time. Like you might not think about you know, most of the time when we hear arguments for why tongue blocking is great, and you know, I'm not, you know, I say both armatures are powerful for different reasons. I've demonstrated a couple of those reasons for lip pursing in this video with the, right, that kind of stuff. It's really impossible to do that, tongue blocking. Especially the intricate bending. Stuff like this. Right? And then, you know, some of the tongue blocker people will be like, well, why would you want to? Why would you need to? Right? Don't worry about that. You know, because music is music. That's why. And music does different things. So anyway, but getting back to why tongue blocking is cool, one of the cool things about it is it just kind of creates this really lazy feel, particularly lends itself for playing a little back, for playing a little behind, right? We hear all the time blues people talking about how important it is to play behind the beat. I think that's exaggerated. A swing is important, you know, because when we swing, we play ahead of the beat, on the beat, and behind the beat, but we're having fun toying with time, right? But when we do play back, it creates a nice, lazy, my wife likes to say, conversational feel, like when she hears a vocalist who's just kind of phrasing things as if they were talking, right? And not worrying about necessarily being in time. And it just works out. You know, you find your way to get back. You might start slow, and then you might have to speed up to make it to the end on time, right? So that's what swing is. And when you're tongue blocking, it really lends itself to that. Right, so anyway, I'm just kind of making it up. It's funny. It's really, really, really funny. This was the thing. I was thinking about this. I almost wasn't demonstrating what I told you I wanted to demonstrate because I was in the middle of that exercise talking about time, and I thought, how did this fucking video end up about time? Whose job is it to keep time in the band? The drummer. I started off, I said I had no idea what I wanted to talk about. I started talking about John Perkins. And then the next thing you know, what am I talking about? Swing. Time. Ahead of the beat, on the beat, behind the beat. Listen to drummers. You want to play good? Boom, sha, sha. Listen to where those beats fall. If you have to, watch the snare. Watch it come down. See that space in between where the surface of the drum is and where the stick is coming in? 1, 2, 3, 4. That swing right in there, that drum swing, the swing of the stick is where the swing is. And a little after. Maybe, depending on for the drummers on time. But isn't that weird that that's where we ended up today? It's all about the drums. We're on the road right now. We got 2 different drummers coming in. Anthony Garacci came in, the piano player from up here, and saved the tour, you know. Bass player got drunk and got disrespectful and went home. And funny enough, when he was drunk, he told me my time sucked. Anyway, look, I know it doesn't, right? Because I play with lots of good drummers, you know. But time always needs work. We always need to work on our time. We always need to work on all of it. But this is what the video is about today. Is about time and speaking of time. So we don't have much time, period. We never know how much time we have, right? But even if we get all the time in the world, if we get 100 years, 101, 115 years, in the grand scheme of things, that's not going to look like that much time. It's not going to feel like that much time. So, you know, obviously, the old cliches is like, do whatever it is that you want to do, that you need to do. You know, if you got a good cigar, smoke it. If you got a good bottle of wine, open it up. If you have somebody that you love a lot, tell them that you love them. Make sure you know them. Book the gig, play the gig. Buy the t-shirt, you know. It's okay to prepare for tomorrow. It's okay to save stuff. It's okay. But remember, you know, we never know. We never know. Never know when it's all going to go.